Okay. Good morning,
You can
everyone.
start. All right,
Okay,
thank
good
you.
morning, everybody. And the topic for my presentation today. Wait, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Can hear you, but amplify your voice.
Oh, okay. Is it amplified now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I said my topic today is Scrum Ceremonies. There are some websites you can see that Scrum events, Scrum activities. They are just all referring to the same thing. Sorry. I said Scrum Ceremonies, and Scrum is an agile framework that helps teams work together. It makes working together easy for teams when they adopt the Scrum framework, and it encourages teams to learn through experiences, self-organize while working on a problem. So that's just like the advantages of using Scrum. Then it enables everybody to learn through their experiences and enables them to communicate and work together. And they can also reflect on their wins, and they can also reflect on their wins or whatever they did in the past. So Scrum allows that. And some of the Scrum ceremonies I'm going to be talking about is Scrum planning, sprint review, daily Scrum, and sprint retrospective. And these are some of the activities that we implement in Bincom, but we might not really know it as with these terms. So, for example, a sprint is the actual time period when the team works together to finish a part of a project. They can be like a whole bunch of a big project. Like, for example, let me use something I'm working on. For example, okay, there's this LMS. I'm running a project to upgrade the site. So that's a whole big project. So I can decide that okay, I received some feedback about push notification. I can decide to have a sprint with my developer and say, okay, we want to focus on achieving a push notification. So that time you set aside to achieve that particular part, which is the push notification part, is called a sprint. I don't know if you guys understood my example. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we understood it. Continue, please.
Okay. So another example is sprint planning. Sprint planning is where we come together and say, okay, in this sprint, this is what we want to be achieved. Like for example, I said, then want to achieve push notification in that particular time. That time allocated is called sprint. Then sprint planning is when we come together and decide how to go about achieving that. So the work to be performed during the current is planned during this meeting by the entire development team. The meeting is led by the Scrum Master or project manager or the team lead, depending on the organization. And there they decide on the sprint goal to be achieved. And when they decide on how they are going to go about the sprint, like for example, the push notification I'm talking about, the project manager in charge or the product manager or whoever has to get the details that was decided upon and put it in the backlog. So there are different product backlogs. I know we were kind of having a training on Trello the other day. Trello is an example of a backlog that can be used on this thing. Or Jira. There are people that prefer to use Jira. We use either Trello or Jira for the backlog. And once this the way we are going about this has been decided upon, they are put into the backlog and they are put in form of user stories. I've talked about user stories in my previous presentation, but some people might not be here. User stories is a way of how we explain our features to the programmer. Like for example, I said push notification. For me to explain, I'm trying, and user stories takes the format of you say as a X, I want to be able to do Y so that I can do Z. So in the LMS, I'll be putting my user story like this in the backlog. So the programmer, when he goes back, he can kind of understand what I'm talking about. So for the push notification, I could say as a participant of that's Bincom Academy, I want to be able to receive emails I would know when my assignments are due. So those three sentences that way are example of a user story. And that is how they are being put in the backlog. So when the programmer goes there, he knows that okay, this push notification I'm setting, this is what it's supposed to be. Then another push notification is another user story is as a facilitator, I want to be able to receive emails so that I know when my participants have made a submission. That is another example of a user story of what is going to be achieved by the programmer. And all this will be in the backlog under the push notification section of that. I don't know if I'm still clear. Is anything confusing at this point?
Please continue.
Fiona, can anybody else hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I believe you guys understood what I was saying. So the next Scrum ceremony I'm going to be talking about is daily Scrum. This is the one we know about. This is one we know that we call daily stand-up in Bincom. It's an example of a Scrum event or Scrum ceremony. And that's where you are in a meeting, probably 15 minutes or less, it should be short. And that meeting should happen like during the same time on a daily basis, so that people don't get confused. Maybe if you have it by 9:50 today, you now have it by 10:50 tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. It's going to be by 9:50. You have to be by 9:50 at the same venue, so that when it's time, everybody know that okay, this is daily Scrum meeting or daily stand-up meeting. And usually, how it goes is the team lead or the product manager or whoever is asking the person in charge of the project, "What did you do yesterday? What are you going to do today? And are you going to have any challenges in order to achieve this?" That's just how the project manager tries to keep tabs with whatever the developer is working on, or how your team lead try to keep tabs with whatever you are working on, to ensure that you are doing what's on the backlog and that you're on track. So that's that about daily Scrum. So the next one will be sprint review. Yeah. Sprint review happens at the end of the sprint. Like for example, we had our sprints when we said the sprint is the time we are going to use to achieve the push notification. Let me just say 1 week. You know that's a 1 week sprint. And we did the planning on how everything should go and what should be achieved then. So the sprint review, we are just checking what we're able to achieve at the elapse of that 1 week. Did we get all this thing I was saying? Are the participants able to receive emails? Sorry. Are the participant able to receive emails? Is the facilitator able to receive emails when the participant make a submission? Are the participant able to receive emails when their assignment is due? That's what is checked in a sprint review. It happens at the end of the sprint with the Scrum team and the stakeholders. Stakeholders could be the developers, the user, the management, and the rest. And just to check what was accomplished during the sprint. And that is normally an informal type of meeting where the Scrum team presents the product increments. That is whatever they achieve during that sprint to the stakeholders. So the stakeholders can be like, I don't like this kind of the way it's sending the email. We should send it immediately. You should send the email immediately. Sorry, that's my screen. So when they present what they've done for that particular sprint,
Your presentation is not much showing.
yeah, don't
You
worry.
can't see your slide.
Sorry, somebody is actually sharing with me. So as it's gone off, it's going to bring it back up. So as I was saying, while we wait for him to come back, during this sprint review, that's what is checked. Maybe we achieved the push notification that we are meant to achieve for that sprint. So we kind of present that, okay, we wanted to do this and we were able to achieve this. So then the stakeholders can give us feedback that the email is not sending on time, or we don't like the way the email sent, or maybe the mail is going to spam folder. So it's during the sprint review we get all those feedback and start working towards planning another sprint. And the sprint retrospective is the last Scrum ceremony, and this takes place immediately after the sprint review. While they are still discussing the sprint review with the stakeholders and all that, the team has let me just say, the developers have their own meeting without the stakeholders this time. And that's when they have the sprint retrospective. And that's where they discuss about what went well, what went wrong during the sprint, and how they can work towards improving their development process. And they also try to think about previous sprints they've had and maybe the methods they used there, if there's anyone that could be used in this current sprint, or anyone that or the method that they use in the current sprint that they could use in future sprints. So the reason for the reason for this particular ceremony
You can take a glass.
is for sorry. The
Said
reason
you
for
can
this,
take a glass of water.
I didn't get that. The reason for this sprint retrospective is just, let me just say, for the development teams to rate themselves and see how they could improve their productivity. They don't have this meeting with any stakeholder, they just have it among themselves. And they try to like ponder upon, okay, what did we do? What went well during the sprint of this push notification? What did not go well? What could we improve? And the rest. And then it's usually shorter than the sprint review. It's not doesn't take a lot of time like sprint review meeting. And they said to get the most out of the sprint retrospective meeting, you have to ensure that the Scrum team is present, including the product owner and the product owner, the development team, and the developer. So I think my presentation has come to an end here. I don't know if there are any questions. No questions.
Okay, I have a question. I couldn't actually hear the last thing you said. So I have two questions actually. So the first one is, what is the difference between the product owner and the Scrum Master?
The Scrum Master is the person that ensures that the development team follows the Scrum principles. To make sure there's a sprint, planning, there's a sprint review, and the sprint retrospective. And the product owner is the person who manages the backlog, product backlog. There are some organizations that might have both. There are some that might have one doing the work on both. So that's just what they do.
Okay, so there's actually a possibility where a product owner can also be a Scrum Master.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. And my second question is the difference between, because there is actually a part of your presentation that showed product owner plus Scrum Master plus team and then plus others. So what is the difference between the team and others?
That must be in the sprint review. Like I said, if you check my slide, there was a part I was saying they would present to the stakeholders, and I said depending on how large the organization is. there are some organizations that they will have a Scrum Master, they will have a product owner, they will still have a project manager, they will have a product manager, they will still have the management, they will have users, some set of users who test the product to also come and give their feedback. So those are examples of the orders that I meant. That I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Welcome. No other question? Or you guys didn't hear my presentation? Or you guys understood everything?
How can we get this slide?
What?
Like, I need a copy of your slide.
Do you have dollars? You get the slide after the presentation. Get this.
Okay.
Okay, can I ask this question? Mr. Jacob, can I ask a question? A question.
You said what?
Can I ask? Since they don't have questions.
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask a question. At least we're expecting nothing less than 5 questions from you for the audience.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, I don't know. Okay, Matthew Monday. Are you on? Okay, I don't know who is okay, who is Oladeji? There's two Oluwashim, so the Oladeji person. Okay, Matthew,
Yes.
I can't hear you. Okay,
I'm listening.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to like explain what a sprint is, like what you got from my presentation about a sprint.
Okay. No.
Hello?
Sharon, did you hear me? I don't know. Okay, Matthew, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Have you been part of a sprint review? From my explanation, I hope you understand what a sprint review is.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Have you ever been part of any activity like that in Bincom? Might not call it sprint review.
Not really, I've not.
Okay, you've not been part. Okay, can you explain what a sprint review is?
Yes, from the way I understand it actually, is still in line with methodology for continuous development, like under Scrum, I think. So I think people will have to meet together and they discuss matter on the project. And
I can't hear. Sorry, I can't hear like part of what you're saying.
Hello?
Like you're far from your mic.
Hello?
Okay, better.
Okay. Like it's an aspect of the Scrum methodology where the developer will engage the product owner from time to time. He or she is going to present what he or she has at hand based on the project.
Okay, I could take that, but it's not from time to time. It can be like it's at the end of the allocated time.
All right, thank you.
Mm. Um, love it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What are the three questions that has been asked during daily scrum? Daily scrum.
You ask what happened yesterday.
Hello, love it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't hear. Sorry.
I say you ask as in day-to-day activities. What are your plans for the day? What did you do yesterday? And I've forgotten one.
Okay, thank you. Ephraim, can you tell us the last one?
Hello, you said?
Okay, I said there are three questions that have been asked during daily scrum. Daily scrum. She has said two. There's remaining one.
I didn't hear her answer. It was like breaking up. What
Okay,
did you say?
she said you asked what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? Then what's the third one?
Okay, I'm challenges you are
Okay.
facing.
All right. Thank you. So Paul, can you hear me?
Chido, I'm coming.
Okay.
Chido, I'm coming.
Peter, Maikan, can you hear me? Okay, Taiwo, can you hear me? Okay, Joseph,
Okay.
can you hear me?
It seems those people that are not answering, seems they are
I
absent.
can hear you.
Who is answering now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, all of
I
you
can
are
hear.
present. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, the question is originally for you, so answer it. I talked about user story. Can you tell me the format a user story goes? You can use any. Just want
User
me to
story.
know the idea. Yes.
Oh, I did not get that part of the presentation. My network was bad.
Okay. Joseph, can you help out?
You were breaking when you explained user stories.
Oh. Okay, who knows? Who can
Let me
help us?
help out.
Okay, who's that? Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Help us.
You're more like if there is a feature to
Sorry,
like
you are
observe
not
a feature,
audible.
it's my mic.
Okay, let me try
Trying to
to hear.
speak out very well. So user story is more like you give an instance for if we needed a push notification on the LMS, and then you have to put that on the Trello board for the developer. You're gonna write something like I need to receive an email when to know when my blah 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 what is that my assignment is due.
Okay, you heard me. You get the idea, but that's not right.
I think
Who
that's
didn't
the
answer
direction.
before? No, you get the idea, but I said there's a format it follows.
I get the idea.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
So a user story, from what he said, Basically, a user story is supposed to actually follow a form of template where a developer actually understands what the customer is supposed to get. So it's supposed to be like as a user, as a type of user, or as a type of whatever user, I want
Sorry.
this.
Hello. Use it based
Hello,
on
can you hear
maybe
me?
something you're working on. Use it on something you're working on.
Oh, okay. We have on a project I'm working on, let's say we have a feature called available survey. Yeah.
Okay, what does that do?
So as a normal user coming to the platform, you want available surveys to be taken by the user because you want to use those surveys taken by the user to actually get feedback concerning a product.
Well, that's correct, but it's kind of complicated. I'm not sure everybody will. You're correct, so don't get me wrong, but your example is complicated. Sheon, can you hear me now? I didn't get your message. Oladeji. Is it Deji? Yes, Oladeji, sorry. Can you hear me now? Who wants to help out? Just something simple so that those people that didn't hear could get. Olivia is correct, but her
Good morning.
example is complicated.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, user story is written from the perspective of the end user. Like it is written based on what the user wants to see in the website that you are building. Or
exactly.
So that's what I think. I said that user story. Yeah.
Yes, you are right. But I was looking for the formats. I talked about the formats concerning a project I'm working on. I give an example of that. Benjamin heard what I said, but he didn't really use the formats. Olivia too, she's right, but her example is complicated.
Okay.
Please, can you say it again?
Can I say what?
Like, can you use the format again? So that we'll get.
Is my question now. Should I go ahead and answer it? I'm asking
yes,
a question.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so nobody in the audience. So I said, for example, I have a project where where the developer has to implement push notifications. So, push notifications, there are different types of push notification. So to get the developer to understand what I really want. So I could say as a participant, the participant being the user, I want to be able to receive emails when so that I'll be aware of when my assignments are due. I don't know if you guys get that. So it has to be as a X. I want to be able to Y so that I will be able to Z. I don't know. Is that clear? Okay, you guys will see. Okay. Paul, did you hear what I said now?
Yes, I heard what you said.
Okay, what did I say?
You said probably like when you want to give a developer to do push notification. So like there's some certain things you have to do to make the developer understand what he wants to do. So something like that.
No, the format I use now.
I don't really know how to explain that format you just said, but I understand what you said.
But you said you heard what I said now. Okay. Faith, can you help us? Faith, I can't see you. I hope you heard what I said.
What did you say? Come again.
Wow. So you guys are not even hearing me half of the time.
I'm listening to you, but I need to hear it again so I don't misfire.
Patrick, can you hear did you hear what I said? Who does Patrick?
Good morning.
Who is talking? Okay, Matthew Monday, you heard what I said. What did I say?
Yeah, I heard what you said. Nneka.
Okay, what did I say?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Maybe she should. She didn't give it to me. She will give it to you. Morning, sir.
Are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
Mr.
can hear
Nneka.
you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what did you say?
Ah,
Have you that?
wow.
No.
Is it that I'm not audible enough? Okay, Maximum, did you hear what I said?
I'm not getting anything now.
I heard what
Okay,
Your
what did I
voice is
say?
cracking when you said that.
You guys did not say anything. You guys are meant to talk now. So
you
that I
gave an example of the user story.
Me, I
You
go
said
do
that,
okay.
for example,
Admin, can you help unmute
So
on
you
this?
Punch in charge.
hello, are you hearing me?
Okay, I can hear you. What did you say?
You are trying to cite an example of the user story. So for the
Yes.
developer to understand what
Let me answer.
you will say, as a user, I want to be able to receive email. As a user, I want to be able to do this. So those are the user stories, the example you cited.
Okay, that's correct. But there's a third part. You're missing the third part. Okay. Can you guys hear me like now? Am I cracking now?
It's supposed to be 250 and 700. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay. I said, for example.
I looked
Yes.
at everything. So I can't just this one.
Sorry.
So
Let me just say this finally. For the user
finally.
story, yes, for a user story, example, you could
let me call
say
her.
as a user, sometimes you could identify
How
the
much
type
will
of
they
user.
charge for all of them?
You could say, for example, as a facilitator, that's for my LMS project. I want to be able to receive emails so that I could know when the participants submit. That's just the format of a user story. So I hope you guys have heard me now. Thank you.
Thank you, Nneka.
Welcome.
Thank you for today. Thank you for your presentation. And thanks for being ready.
Thank you.
We'll see with your public artifacts, please.
Oh, sure.
We'll see with your public artifacts, the video. So, I'm taking attendance now. Damilere. Damilere, are you there? Faith, are you there?
Which of the Damilare? Damilare is here.
All right. Faith, are you there?
Yes, Faith has been here, sir.
Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, Joseph is here. I'm here.
Oh, Lovett Puka, are you there? Maximonde, are you there?
I'm here.
Michael, are you here?
I'm here.
Obafemi. Obafemi. Oladeji. Oluwaseun.
Obafemi was the one sharing the screen, though.
It's not the point. It's as at the time I'm taking attendance, that is what I'm calling.
Okay.
Thank you very much for speaking out. Oladeji Oluwaseun. Olivia.
Present. Olivia is here.
Oluwaseun Mojola.
I'm here.
Patrick Odo. Paul.
I'm here. Paul.
Smith and Balogun. Smith and Balogun. Taiwo.
I'm here.
Taiwo.
Sam here. Sam
Victor.
here.
Hello, this is Victor.
St. Priska.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Jacob, you skip my name.
Obeyemi.
Oh, you didn't call my name. I'm here.
If you're saying you are here, mention your name so that I can hear you.
Priska.
All right.
Mr. Jacob Patrick, you skip my name.
All right. Obeyemi. Obeyemi. Right from the beginning, Obeyemi has been absent. Silence is synonymous to absence. All right. So there's an information.
I didn't hear my name, Mr. Jacob Peters.
All right. Mr. Peter.
Same here. I didn't hear my name. Benjamin.
Okay, Benjamin.
I didn't hear my name too.
Okay, Mr. Nneka. All right. The information is that this cycle of presentation is almost rounding up. And by God's grace, we'll be rolling out a new calendar for the next cycle. And those that have not presented, you skip your presentation for whatsoever reason, either not ready, engaged, whatsoever reason. You only have next week to make up your presentation for this cycle and endeavor your presentation is done. That is, your topic, everything is settled, your slide is settled and approved, then you present by next week. If next week comes and go and you are unable to present, it means that for this cycle, you did not present KD. You'll be channeled to the appropriate quarter, to the higher authority for explaining yourself. So the calendar for the next cycle will be released within this week. I've called some people already that missed their presentation. Okpeyemi, Taiwo, Obafemi, Obeide, Bamidele, Mustafa. All these ones have missed their presentation, which means up to now they have not presented their KD for this cycle. So they just have next week to squeeze themselves in. So if they are friends and you can reach out to them, good and fine. But let them be informed and let them be on the known. Thank you. So the KD for today has come to an end. Thank you for attending. Goodbye.